Hello, everybody. It's Jesse. Those with jazz hands or spirit fingers. No judgments here. Unless you want to judge me at a spirit finger jazz hands competition and give me grand prize, then I'll do. What am I talking about? It's another exciting episode of Revenge of the Q and or A. We've got questions, we've got answers, hopefully answers, and some announcements right at the top here. So first things first, because I know a lot of you have been asking me, butterfly right there, butterfly, little OMFG caterpillar, and shirts and all that stuff. People are like, Jesse, how many more are left? How can we get them? The link's below. There you go. That's easy. And they sold out, so they reordered a bunch. So I can officially say right now there's a ton. I think there's like 1,000 of each left. So I assume they'll be there for a while. I think you're okay. I would say through March, I don't know. I don't know supply and demand. I ain't no economist. I don't know how that works. All I know is they're there now, and they'll probably be there next week. Unless someone, wink, orders 1,000 of each. Wink. Not telling you to do that, rich Saudi oil baron, but wink. Give it to the employees. Oh my God, have all your employees wear a shameless horse shirt. I'm just saying, I would do that. I would, if I were you, I would do that. All right, also, if you probably saw today, I had a wonderful rant on Twitter about Blizz HEroes. Speaking of Blizz HEroes, who wants codes? If you want to find out why I was losing my mind and going crazy today, I'll give you codes for it. You can find out. They gave me like a ridiculous number of codes too. I have half of them are EU, half of them are NA. I think I have 320 in total. So what I'm going to do right now for you is do a giveaway. What you need to do in the comments below, put where you're from, EU or NA, I guess, and then what kind of code you would want, EU or NA, because I guess someone in, I don't know, France might want an NA code for some reason, and then give me a character you would like to see in Heroes of the Storm. I kind of want to see what your ideas are. I'll pick some of the more creative things that I see. We'll also do a little bit of random as well, just to spice it up, and let's say, you know what? I have a bag of swag over here, too. Throw in your shirt size as well. I'll send you stuff. What the hell? We're just making this contest better. I'm going to send you stuff, too. Yeah, so what you need to do is, in the comments, put all that stuff there. I'll have more clarification and rules in the description. Does that sound okay? Does that sound okay to you? Because that's what I'm doing. So tough shit. Yeah. And we'll do 100 of each. 100 NA, 100 EU. And you'll probably say, Jesse, what about the others? I'll give those away on the stream. So if you tune into twitch.tv/Shabuzi, we'll do the rest there. And that will be sort of a, if you get it, you get it. I'll randomly throw out codes because I love yous for tuning in live. And that's kind of how we'll do that. I've been doing it already. It's been great. So tune in. That's called synergy, people. It's forcing you to come watch me on Twitch because normally you wouldn't, but you want the code so bad, you'll come watch my garbage on Twitch because you want to get the code. It's a trick. It's all a trap. And you're gonna fall for it. Wow, that was creepy. All right. Anyway, enough of all that. Let's get down to the hat. A question the first. This comes from Acoliadums? Basically, some ancient Greek guy got a hold of a time machine and came to find me. Alright, what is your opinion on socks? Definite ancient Greek guy. Well, my ancient Greek fan, I like sandals. I think sandals are good, but socks that keep your feet warm. Without socks, your feet will be so cold in the winter. Now, I haven't experienced the winter in 3 years, so I wouldn't know. But I remember needing and loving socks. Also, come on. You can have stinky shoes if you don't wear socks. Your shoes are going to stink. That's very rude to everyone else. You show up someplace and you got stinky shoes? That's rude. That's rude. Spray those. Febreze those things. That's rude. Socks. Wear them. That's all I'm saying. Doesn't matter what kind of socks. Fun socks, silly socks, white socks, dress socks. Thigh-high socks, is that a thing? Knee socks? Wear them. In fact, socks over socks. Double up. Double up. No stinky shit. Clearly, I don't know anything about socks. All right. Question the second. This comes from Adikun, who says, I watched your surprise Valentine's Day date. You've come a long way. At least now she remembers you. That's not really a question, but I approve. For those who missed it, I went on a date with Felicia Day. We filmed it. It was really, really funny. It was a sketch for Geek and Sundry, and it was a blast. I know that there won't be any outtakes. Maybe they'll make an outtake video. I don't know, but they should. They should, because there's some really funny... The hand-holding with Felicia, I actively tried to make it as creepy as possible for her. Like, imagine this is her hand and this is my hand. I just go like... It was so creepy. It drove her crazy. I loved it. All right, let's do this. Question the third. This comes from Jinx Me Now, who says, so, Jesse, I guess this Majora's Mask commercial means you've hit it big. No, that's not what that means at all. It means I went to a Nintendo event, signed a release form that said anything filmed at this event will be ours to use in any way, and then they used it. So I signed my rights away, but I'm in a commercial for 0.5 seconds, so that's swell. And they sent me a 3DS, so I'm okay with that. We're good. We're good, Nintendo. You and me, we are square. All right. Let's do one more. These questions have been really short. I'm okay with this. Question the fourth. This comes from Trisha Takanawa. Is this for a report, Trisha? All right. Will you ever come to an event in Australia? I mean, I want to. I really, really want to. I just have not had the time. Like, if I went to Australia, I'd go for 2-3 weeks. Because I've never been to Australia. I'd want to experience the entire continent. And it would probably cost a lot of money. Like, it's just a time and money thing. Look, if you guys want to make a Kickstarter called Send Jesse to Australia, if Australia as a nation wants to pay for it, I'll make the time. But the time money aspect would mean, like, think of it economically. If I go for 3 weeks. I'm spending a ton of money to do so. Plus, I'm not making any money on the channel, or I would have to, like, preload videos like crazy, which would take up time. Like, economically, it's insane to do so. It's just a difficult thing. Yeah, but I really want to. It's something I really, really want to do, but it's just, I don't know if it's in the cards. I don't know. But it's a life goal, I'll give it that. It's definitely a life goal, I want to. Let's do one more that doesn't end with me saying, sorry, I'll probably never come to your country. Come on. One final question. This is from Final 7 with a 7 in the middle. Jesse, I've asked you this on Twitter before. Here's the problem. A lot of people ask me questions on Twitter, and Twitter, because I get so many things sent to me, like, filters stuff out. Look, I don't know how it works, but there's sometimes I'll look at my phone and see a message, then later I'll be like, oh yeah, no, go back and reply to that, and I'll go search for it on the internet, it's not there. Then when I go back to the phone, it's not, like, it filters stuff out because I get spammed with so much stuff. Look, I don't know. So I miss some stuff on Twitter sometimes. I'm sorry. All right, so here's the question. I've been out of the WoW lore since BC. Can you explain why you think Jaina is a dreadlord? Yes, I'm gonna put the hat down. Yes, I can. So, originally it started with the theory that I had that Garrosh Hellscream was a dreadlord. You see, at the end of, well, let's go back. So if you played Burning Crusade, you know that originally Garrosh Hellscream was this young boy, unsure of his past, ashamed of his father, and Thrall sort of said, look, dude, your father was a hero, he saved all of us, he saved me, and it sort of set him on his path, right? By the end of Wrath of the Lich King, he's sort of like a dickhole. Like, he becomes an ass and just wants to fight the Alliance at every turn. And in Cataclysm, he's even worse. Like, he's a warlord in Cataclysm, and by the end of Mists of Pandaria, you're fighting him. Right? And I always thought that his transition, his story was very haphazard. It wasn't done very well. Like, he becomes an asshole overnight for no reason. And they try to explain it in books, and they try to explain it in stories and articles, but it never really felt right. And I always thought it would be awesome if Garrosh Hellscream turned out to be dead, and the one we have is a dreadlord. So Garrosh died in Wrath of the Lich King, and they probably, like, be like, oh, well, you didn't notice in this one point something happened and he died in this fight and you thought he lived. Like, that kind of thing would have been cool. And then a Dreadlord took his place, and Thrall, because he loved Garrosh so much, just didn't notice and appointed him leader of the Horde. And so the Horde now has a freaking Dreadlord running the show. I think that would have been awesome. I think it would have blown minds if at the end of Mists of Pandaria it was revealed that Garrosh was a Dreadlord the entire time. Instead, they did like, the old gods are messing with his mind. The old gods mess with everyone's mind. It would have been the exact same ending. They just could have gotten there differently, I feel. So that theory, because it was made clear that he wasn't controlled by Dreadlord, that theory was translated over to Jaina then, because Theramore gets nuked. Like, Theramore in Cataclysm gets nuked. And everyone dies in that damn thing. All, like, these characters that they set up in the books and all stuff die. And I thought it would be really cool. And clearly it's just a joke. But I thought it would be really cool, again, to carry this Dreadlord thing over. Jaina, after Theramore's destroyed, becomes bonkers. Like, crazy. She wants to fight the Alliance at every turn. Basically, Thrall and Varian have come to terms with the fact that Garrosh was nuts, and they understand there's a peace now. It's like, look, before we hated each other, but now there's a little bit of a peace, and we're just, it's tenuous, it's more of a ceasefire. And Jaina is in the background like, kill him, just blow him up, just kill these guys, just kill him right now. And it's a weird character turn again. I understand her friends were killed, and so now she's like, I'm gonna murder everyone, but she was always the level-headed, I'm with Thrall on this, Thrall is a good orc. She was the one telling everyone to calm down, stop the fighting, and now she's a crazy person. I can understand the character transformation, but again, I think it'd be cool if Jaina died and now she's a Dreadlord. There's so many characters that need to be a Dreadlord, and it was always fun to realize that a character was. Like, once you fought them, and then they're like, you think you've defeated me, and they become a Dreadlord, you're like, I see what you did. I see what you did. That's good, Blizz. That's cool. Because it makes everything that group, especially the Scarlet Crusade, it makes everything they stood for into a joke. And they were all being used. And I think that's a very, very cool premise. And it would just be cool to see them come back. Because the Burning Legion has not really been in any of the last few expansions. It's always been about the old gods or Deathwing and the end of the world. The Burning Legion's way more scary than an old god. Like, they're titans from space. So I don't know. I just always thought it was cool. That was a really long explanation. Hopefully it made sense. And it's time to wrap this up. It's time to wrap this up. So thank you guys for watching. I'm very excited to give you Blizz HEroes codes and some free swag again in the comments below. Put your stuff. And I will see you next time. And remember, it's the year of 1 million subs. We have till July 2nd. Let's do this thing. And by let's, I mean you help me, because I can't subscribe a bunch of times. Tell your friends, tell your friends' friends, tell your enemies. They might subscribe just to spite you. Don't get smoted. That would be awful. Anyway, that's it. And as always, to be continued.